How's it going, everyone? I hope you all are doing great. I am Dork Radu and I'm back with another daily analysis. This will be the last analysis for this week because it's Friday, and as always, we are going to start off with the Forex analysis. And to be more exact, I will start off with NZD-CAD, a trade that triggered since Tuesday, had a very beautiful sniper reaction, smashed TP1 and TP2, went super close to the last take profit, and then it started to reverse. But nonetheless, this was a very good trade. Once again, the reason we took it was because we had this liquidity sweep here, followed by a very impulsive break of structure to the upside that left this huge imbalance behind. We also had this unmitigated demand level lining up with our discounted area, and the rest was history. We had a super nice sniper tap in, went TP1, TP2, and then it reversed. Okay. Next up, Eurgbp. On this one, we have a trade that only smashed TP1 on the second entry. The first entry was pretty close to smash TP1, but then it reversed. And yeah, overall, it wasn't the greatest entry. It definitely had some potential, but the price just started to be bullish. Okay, so yeah, again, the thought process behind this trade, we've already discussed it yesterday and on Wednesday as well. I think we had this liquidity sweep here, followed by this impulsive break to the downside. Again, a unmitigated supply level has been left behind. That was lining up perfectly with our area of interest, and then we placed the order. Okay, next up, we have GBP USD that triggered pretty recently for a buy limit. We had this liquidity sweep here, followed by this super impulsive break to the upside. We broke this swing high here as well, so definitely some great confluences. And then, if we look closely, we left this huge imbalance behind. We also have this unmitigated order block that was left behind, that was lining up perfectly with our discounted area. And then price triggered very recently. It tapped in both of our entries and currently is running in some small drawdown. But of course, we'll still keep it open for the next couple hours before today will end. Okay, so that's that for GBP USD. Next up, USD CHF with a nice sell limit opportunity, and as we can see, it triggered and currently is running in profit. Okay, so the reason we took it is because we had this liquidity sweep here, followed by this impulsive break to the downside. Again, a unmitigated order block has been left behind that was lining up perfectly with our area of interest. And then we also had a corrective pullback towards our fire zone, and the trade triggered very, very recently. And as we can see, currently it's having a pretty nice sniper reaction to our entry. Okay, so that's good to see. Next up, we have, what do we have next? We have USD CAD, which is approaching our sell limit. Okay, so once again, this one is looking pretty textbook. We have a liquidity sweep here, followed by a very impulsive break, a lot of volume, a lot of bearish volume. Okay, as we can see, we also left imbalance behind. We have this unmitigated order block lining up perfectly with our premium area, and the pullback has been pretty corrective as well. All right, the pullback has been pretty corrective as well. And if we enable the trader indicator, we can see that we have some good confluences with it as well. 4 hour is bearish on the graph, and we have two trade order blocks lining up perfectly with our area of interest. Okay, so that's exactly why this setup is a valid one to take. Euro NZD with another sell limit opportunity. As we can see, looking pretty textbook, liquidity sweep here, super impulsive break to the downside, breaking several lows. A lot of imbalance has been left behind, and we have this fair value gap lining up perfectly with our premium area. Corrective pullback so far, and if we enable the trader indicator, 4 hour is bearish on the graph, and we also have this trade order block lining up perfectly with our area of interest. Okay, next up, Euro CAD is having a pretty nice sniper reaction. Okay, Euro CAD is having a pretty nice sniper reaction. We had this bullish range here that broke. We had this break of structure, sorry, that created this nice bullish range here. Again, a big imbalance. This order block was lining up perfectly with our discounted area. Pullback was pretty corrective, and I think we had a confluence with the trader indicator as well. Yep, on the graph we can see that the 4-hour was bullish, and as we can see, we have a pretty nice sniper reaction to our entries. Okay, so that's very good to see. Next up, GBP AUD with a buy limit opportunity. Okay, let's quickly discuss about it. So as we can see, we broke above this high here and also above this high, all right, with this impulsive move to the upside. We also have a very small liquidity sweep here, and I also liked the imbalance that was left behind. Okay, again, unmitigated order block lining up with our discounted area, and if we enable the trader indicator, boom, the graph is green, and we also have this trade or bullish order block lining up perfectly with our area of interest. Okay, next up, Euro CHF with another buy limit opportunity. This one was pretty close to trigger on Wednesday. As we can see, went super close to our entries, but then it just decided to reverse. But nonetheless, this setup is still valid. Okay, liquidity sweep here, impulsive break, corrective pullback, everything is being respected. 4-hour on the graph on the trader indicator is bullish as well. So overall, this setup is still looking pretty decent. But of course, I don't think it will get triggered this week. Most likely next week, I think, if of course it will stay within this range. All right, that's also very important. Next up, Euro AUD, that formed a very nice bullish range right here. Okay, let me quickly adjust this fib level and also this alert. Okay, so as we can see, we broke this high here as well as this high here. Okay, with this impulsive move, we also left a lot of imbalance behind. We have this unmitigated order block lining up perfectly with our discounted area. Okay, and if we enable the trader indicator, we can see that we have some great confluences with it as well. The graph is all green, daily and 4-hour are both green, and we also have this trader order block lining up perfectly with our area of interest. Now, as always, we want to wait for that corrective pullback in order for us to pull the trigger. Okay, GBP JPY with a buy limit opportunity. Again, I don't think this will trigger this week. Most likely it will be a valid setup going into next week. We have a liquidity sweep here, impulsive break. We broke this high here as well with this impulsive move that left imbalance behind. Again, unmitigated order block lining up perfectly with our discounted area. And so far, a pretty corrective pullback. And lastly, if we enable the trader indicator, we can see that we have some great confluences with it as well. Daily 4-hour bullish. We also have a trader order block lining up perfectly with our area of interest. Okay, so yeah, looking very good. GBP JPY. Next up, Euro USD with another buy limit opportunity. Okay, liquidity sweep here, very textbook. Impulsive break, broke several highs, and so far we also have a corrective pullback. Again, fair value gap right on our area of interest. And if we enable the trader indicator, boom, we have 3 trader order blocks lining up perfectly with our discounted area. Okay, so definitely looking really promising. Odd JPY just formed a sell limit opportunity. Okay, with this range here, broke pretty impulsively, broke this low, left this huge imbalance behind. Also left this unmitigated order block that is lining up with our premium area. Okay, and now we want to wait for that corrective pullback. And if we enable the trader indicator, 4-hour on the graph is bearish, which is great. And we also have this trade orc bearish order block lining up perfectly with our premium area. Okay, so overall a very good looking setup on JPY. All right, GBP CAD again with another sell limit opportunity. Let's quickly adjust the fib level and let's maximize the screen. We have a liquidity sweep above this high, followed by an impulsive break towards the downside. Again, we have this unmitigated order block lining up with our premium area. Okay, looking very good. Now we want to wait for that corrective pullback. And if we enable the trade orc indicator, we can see that on this one, we don't really have any confluence with it. So we can solely base this setup on price action. Okay, NZD-USD, again, another sell limit opportunity. Very good looking bearish range, liquidity sweep, impulsive break towards the downside, unmitigated order block here lining up with our premium area. And now we want to wait for that corrective pullback. And if we enable the trader indicator, the daily is bearish, which is a pretty good confluence. Okay. And lastly, for our Forex analysis, we will go over odd USD, which again formed another bearish opportunity. Okay. The dollar has been pretty strong for this end of the week. We have a liquidity sweep here by the wicks, followed by an impulsive break towards the downside. We also have this unmitigated order block lining up with our area of interest. And of course, now we want to wait for that corrective pullback. And if we enable the trader indicator on this one, we don't really have any confluences with it. But that being said, we will still consider taking this setup if we get that corrective pullback. And on that note, we'll end today's Forex analysis. As always, if there's any questions, make sure to reach out on Discord. Now I will go over today's metals analysis, starting off with gold. So since the month started, gold has been rejecting from this daily level, and ever since it continued to drop. But we didn't identify any healthy ranges that we could trade, and because of that, I haven't took any setups on gold this week, and still I cannot see anything valid. All right, so because of that, I am keeping it very simple, and I just move on to the next pair, which is silver. Okay, silver is the second metal that we trade. And on silver, we had a bit of tough luck because we can see that it barely missed our entry here. But nonetheless, this setup is still valid. Why? Because we had a liquidity sweep here, impulsive break to the downside. Okay, we also left imbalance behind. We have this fair value gap lining up with our premium area, and we also have a corrective pullback. So the setup is still looking good. Daily and 4 hour on the graph are both bearish, which is a great confluence with the trader indicator. And we also have this trader order block lining up perfectly with our premium area. Okay, so overall, this is still a valid setup to take. Okay, and yeah, this pretty much ends today's metals analysis. As always, if there's any questions, make sure to reach out on Discord. Next up, I will go over today's indices analysis, starting off with US30. That had this trade right here, which is, in my opinion, the trade of the week. Okay, looking so beautiful, played out so nicely. Okay, let's quickly recap it. Why did we take this trade? Okay, so we had a liquidity sweep here, followed by a very impulsive break of structure. Okay, after that, we can actually use the bar replay. All right, we can actually use the bar replay for this one and do a small trade breakdown. Okay, so let's maximize. This is exactly when I said to myself that, okay, we have a potential sell limit opportunity on US30. All right, and let me tell you exactly why. We had this liquidity sweep here, followed by a very impulsive break of structure to the downside with this huge bearish candle. All right, then I wanted to see one more candle that's been printed, and I also wanted to check the trader indicator. Okay, so the trader indicator told me that the daily was bearish. Okay, so that gave me some confidence to take this setup. All right, and yeah, after that, I just decided to place it because if we look closely, we had a pretty corrective pullback. Okay, so we had a pretty corrective pullback towards our premium area where we wanted to look for a trade, and boom, this is exactly where we got triggered on both entries, and immediately after we had a sniper reaction, and then all the targets were smashed just like that. Okay, so this was a very, very beautiful trade. Like I said, probably the trade of the week. Okay, and yeah, that's about it for US30. Next up, SPX500. On this one, to be fair, this looked like a pretty nice bearish range, but I didn't really have a fair value gap or a unmitigated order block lining up with my premium area. So because of that, I didn't take it. Okay, it's super simple. So that means that I'll just leave the price to develop some more on SPX. Okay, that's the plan. NAS100 left a very nice setup though. Okay, so let's quickly discuss this one. We have a very nice liquidity sweep followed by a super impulsive break. We also left imbalance behind. We have this unmitigated order block lining up with our area of interest. And now we want to wait for that corrective pullback. And if we enable the trader indicator, on this one we don't necessarily have any confluences, but still we will consider taking this setup if we get that corrective pullback we were talking about. And yeah, this pretty much ends today's indices analysis. As always, if there's any questions, make sure to reach out on Discord. And lastly, I will go over today's crypto analysis, starting off with Bitcoin, that has left this nice bullish opportunity behind, this nice bullish range. We can see that price went very impulsively to the upside, and then it retraced, and it tapped our entry here. Okay, it tapped our entry here. Very beautiful sniper reaction, and now we shall see if it comes back and taps our second entry as well, or if it just going to head up higher and higher. But again, the reason we took it is because we saw imbalance that was left behind. We saw this aggressive break of structure, and overall the price was bullish as well. Okay, so that's exactly why we took this setup. All right, Ethereum. On Ethereum, we have a very bullish move right now. We could also consider this as a bullish range, but in my opinion, the price is way too overextended. This was a super aggressive break of structure, and because of that, I just want to see the price recalibrating, if that makes sense. That's what I wait. That's what I want to wait for on Ethereum. Okay. Next up, we have Doge. On Doge, price is currently looking pretty choppy, and that's why I didn't took any range in consideration. Overall, it is bullish, and that's why I kind of didn't want it to take this as a bearish range. Okay, but yeah, overall, I'll just leave the price to develop some more. These are my thoughts right now on Dogecoin. XRP, pretty much providing nothing right now. Okay, yes, we could say that this is a good looking bearish range. It is indeed, but there's no fair value gap or imbalance or unmitigated order blocks lining up with our area of interest. So because of that, I didn't consider it. And lastly, Solana, again heading higher as we discussed previously as well, but currently I don't see any good looking range that we could trade. Of course, I would be keen to look for a bullish range, but right now I just can't see it. Okay, so yeah, because of that, there's no reason for us to force it. We have plenty of other setups that we currently trade and we currently have on radar, so why should we force it? Okay, and yeah, on that note, this will pretty much end today's crypto analysis as well as the daily analysis. And as always, I hope you all enjoyed it. And till next time, if there's any questions, make sure to reach out on Discord. And as always, I will see y'all on the